Howdy Earthlings, we're talking about the death of Let's Plays again. If you didn't know, Let's Plays are the thing that got me into YouTube and are what I originally wanted to do on YouTube. I started with Let's Plays and I've returned to it a couple of times. The results are almost always the same. I get around 100 to 1,000 views for like 100 videos and then I just stop again. I've tried alone, indies, retro, and with my partners. This isn't just me who's seeing low numbers. People just aren't watching Let's Plays anymore. So people are saying one thing that they want them and then doing another, not watching them. It's not really the viewer's fault though. There was a post on Blue Sky yesterday that made me want to talk about this one, so this is a little bit of a vent, but the post says, YouTubers need to bring back full Let's Plays. I don't want stream highlights and one-off friend slot videos. I want 20-part Let's Plays of obscure or older games where you and your friends make inside jokes about the characters and things that happen. Off the bat, this isn't a video targeting anyone. I'm just explaining why you don't see this anymore. If you find this post on social media, leave them alone. They didn't ask for this. I'm just talking about it because it's on my mind. But there's a reason why you don't see Let's Plays anymore, and that's because Game Grumps already exists. Well, it's a lot more than just that. First, I think this is one of those things where you're asking for one thing, but if you had it, you wouldn't use it. Like when people say they miss rental stores like Blockbuster, but if they ever came back, people still wouldn't use them because there's more convenient options. And I think that's true with Let's Plays too. I say that because channels like this exist already or have existed in the past and people don't watch them as much. Game Grumps has been on a steady decline for views for a while, and well, there's lots of reasons for that, but there are so many driving factors and forces explaining why people don't make this kind of stuff anymore. But the main one is almost always viewer habits. The algorithm reflects the average person's viewing habits. If you exist outside the average, then expect the platform to reflect that. Anyway, let's break down the post. First, full Let's Plays. I assume they mean unedited or with minimal editing, just getting out dead air or really long boring parts of like farming and stuff like that. If a video doesn't contain just the most entertaining parts, then it doesn't hold viewer attention. If it doesn't hold viewer attention, then average view time goes down. When that happens, YouTube recommends the video to less people. Less people recommended, less views, less of bills being paid. With everyone suffering right now, not many of us can afford to do the thing that doesn't put food on the table. Simply, without a cultural shift in viewing habits, you won't see an increase in YouTubers doing Let's Plays. It's not 2013 when your default feed was just your subscribed channels. You can turn off your watch history and it'll do that. It'll make your feed just your subscribes, and it'll get rid of the Shorts tab on PC, if that's something you want to look into. But the majority of our views come from recommendation algorithms. So if you don't watch the video in full, it gets recommended less. If there is minimal to no editing, you watch less because you get bored. Next, the post says people don't want stream highlights. Stream highlights is an evolution of Let's Plays. A live stream of gameplay is no different than a Let's Play, other than it's probably more entertaining as there's less dead air because they're talking with the chat. Dead air meaning moments where there is silence or nothing happening. Highlights take the best parts of a Let's Play and turn it into a video. This fixes the viewer retention problem. I understand why some people might not like this, but you're basically asking for people to make worse videos and by consequence make less money to pay bills. People can't really afford to do that, especially with everything getting more expensive without jobs increasing in pay. So this one is mostly because of the economy. I want 20-part Let's Plays. You really don't? And the numbers reflect that. With every new release in a multi-part series, the subsequent releases get less and less views. It's a known fact. It's like even YouTube has discussed in creator programs for like the past 10 years that this is the case. And the weird thing is that Let's Plays is the only format where this happens. Any other kind of series gets more and more views with each released due to how they're made. A stream highlights or funny moments video, for an example, has 90% of the story and gameplay context removed. So a person can come in on any episode of a new series of like stream highlights or funny moments and enjoy it without having to have seen the last one. Like a sitcom or Family Guy, a new person could jump in on any episode and still enjoy it without needing the context of those prior episodes. With a Let's Play series, the story hinges on the viewer watching the previous videos leading up to it, which means less people watching the episodes that follow it. Now imagine that this game is something story intense, like a RPG. I love RPGs. I would love to just be able to just do Let's Plays of RPGs and have people watch them. But an RPG is going to have even more of a requirement for viewers to pay attention, so they drop viewers quickly. Then it gets recommended to less people, and the average viewer isn't going to click a new episode in their feed and then go looking for the first episode and start it. That results in YouTubers doing a little trickery. Maybe we don't number the parts. Then that makes it confusing for old viewers. But it makes it more likely people will click it. Then a new viewer gets in and realize that watching this episode requires investment, so they say they'll watch it later and then they never return. This is a unique problem to Let's Plays, but in reality, this is just normal story progression, right? This aspect of Let's Plays not succeeding is a side effect of the algorithm and how recommendation and the platform works. This one isn't solely because of viewer behaviors. Some might say it's a flaw of how the Let's Play format works, but is expecting people to pay attention and follow along with a story a flaw? Absolutely not. That's just storytelling. People just don't get as invested in things as they used to like 10 years ago. You can blame YouTube and TikTok for that one. Now we make videos in an engagement economy. Anything that requires you to think is automatically bad for our viewership. You want older games? Older games aren't being frequently searched up and rarely trend. The algorithm favors new stuff. It's part of why Game Grumps views are so bad. That and people aging out of their style of content. Some stuff is timeless, like Pokemon, but the nature of obscure games is limited appeal. It's appealing to a smaller crowd and reaches a smaller crowd, which gets recommended to a smaller crowd. Would I love to play old games? Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I'm 34. All of my favorite games are old weird games. On my retro gaming channel, Nimsy Nova, I talk about obscure old games all the time, but as you might expect, games no one has heard of don't get good views. I'd love to play old janky games like Chaos Legion, Rising Zan, and the like, but making videos no one watches feels bad. It's demoralizing. Lastly, the inside jokes are also bad for viewer retention. Anything lacking context within the video can cause viewers to feel less invested and click off. But I will say that Let's Plays do have one huge advantage going for them in the modern age, and that's second screen content. They make excellent second screen videos. I still watch Let's Plays because of it. I'll toss on a Let's Play and then I'll play on my Game Boy. Here's some other issues with making Let's Plays though, that aren't related to the specific post. Chances are you already have creators you watch for this, like Game Grumps, Northern Lion, Markiplier, all of them, and your other favorite streamers. If the creator is entertaining, there is little difference between streaming a game and watching a Let's Play. It's just a Let's Play with even less editing. But the creators you already watch are already massive, and it's almost impossible to compete with them. This is resulting in people basically being shut out before they even start. Each thumbnail on your front page is a spot that's being competed for by every other creator you watch. When channels like Game Grumps, Northern Lion, and other Let's Play channels are uploading 2 to 4 videos a day, it's almost impossible to get onto your recommendation feed. YouTube has no reason to recommend you someone new if they think that you'll watch more of someone you're familiar with. This gives them more ad revenue, because you're watching longer, which means more ads being served. YouTube isn't given an incentive to promote us, and so we don't get promoted. If I don't get promoted, I'm not feeling incentive to continue creating that style of video anymore. The only thing that's going to bring back Let's Plays is a cultural shift in how we view content, and I don't think people are going to go back and choose to watch less entertaining stuff. Not on a large scale overnight at least. I'm not going to say it's the viewer's fault, because I don't think it is. You all have the right to be entertained, and you have limited time on this planet. I don't expect you to watch stuff that you're not interested in, but in exchange, we can't be expected to make videos for such a small group. The best thing you can do is support creators who do make the stuff you like. Maybe give them a super, become a member, or join their Patreon. Direct monetary support is way better than ad revenue. I can't give you exact numbers because YouTube rules, I'm pretty sure, but if you gave me just $1, it would be more than if you watched 200 videos with ad block off. Check out my other channel on the end card and watch if you're serious about bringing it back, and I might bring back playing games with my partners. I'd love the excuse to do that. I might upload a couple of here, see how they do. If they do well, I'll bring it back. It's honestly so easy to produce Let's Plays, I could easily post 4 hours worth of it in a day. No problem. So if it got a lot of views, there wouldn't be a reason for me to not bring it back, right? I would really love to be able to make a living on Let's Plays, but I think I'm 10 to 15 years too late for this one. It's kind of always been my dream to do Let's Plays and stuff like that ever since I was 18 and started watching YouTube. Me, Blythe, and Smith absolutely have the free time to make them too. Me and Smith like Pokemon, and Blythe will play anything if you don't mind a little complaining during the games. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and thanks to the supporters on Patreon and members on YouTube like Nightmare Luna, Freya Games, Gezro, Am, Nebazy, Espernardis, Paper, Faye Penguin, Momentary Unicorn, Nat, Marius, Yini, Worm Syrup, Rask, Beef, Colorado Blue, Vaderson, Linky, Eddie14, the Ace of Raccoon, Spike Jack, Rask again, Willie Pete, TG Dante, Linky again, Astro Pixie YT, and Molding Brick. I'll see y'all later. I have to go stare into the void and see if it stares back. Bye.